to the Dank Swamp Rebellion with part 3 of Nonc Nu and the Wild Matous. That'd be badass if Elon was hip to Nonc Nu and the Wild Matous. That'd be badass.
Well, that would be, we'd be the richest band ever.
Well, put a Wild Matous sticker on the side of one of them fucking probes and shoot it on his face.
I'm telling you right now, if you're not taking your next single and turning it into a non-fungible token, you fucking up.
Yeah.
The real recognize real.
Very soon with Neuralink, you'll be able to just pump Nonc Nu right into the brain of your listeners without even having to download, bro. And
that's what we
check out our new song, and it's done. Sends it right to the Neuralink.
You don't even need to play it anymore. It's literally just interpreted from your brain waves.
And that's what we're hoping for. The NTA is going to take over the world. The new plant army. Yeah.
Not sponsored yet. Yeah.
But soon.
NPA.
Y'all keep listening, minions.
Yeah. Called following. It's worse than Pulp Fiction.
That would be the sequel to Pulp Fiction, though. It's called Following.
Yes.
But are there any bands out there that y'all just really don't give a shit about? You're just like, man, you know what? I don't want to play these fucking guys. Who's Super Neutro? You know?
Who turned you off?
Those guys. Don't say nothing bad about them.
Who turned you off?
I'm gonna let Philip answer this one.
I don't have a answer for that.
I'm gonna say I'm
pretty friendly with other bands.
I'm gonna say this: the musicians we have in the home of Thibodeau area are all tight knit.
Okay.
So when the virus started, everybody got quarantined. Blake, our guitar player, and his wife Angel started a Zoom chat, and in that Zoom chat was but most of the notable musicians you had around here, and every chat had a different theme. So like stupid hats and all that kind. So we'd show up, and it'd be like Zach Jeremy and Randy Ellis.
The Click.
Steve Juno, Ryan Bergeron, Terry Sheremy, Josh Garrett, Jeff McCarty. It'd be all these people that play around here and their families, and we go in there and we would just talk. And it was like how we're talking right now. It was stupid, but it was good to connect.
And it's real.
Yes, it was good to connect with other people that are. We all got day jobs, but we suffered from the pandemic, from losing gigs, you know.
That's a frontline thing.
People don't realize that, and there was no help for musicians that have a day job.
At all. There was no support.
We lost a lot of good gigs that would have helped us pay for some things. And to be on this Zoom meeting with all these awesome musicians, to hear their stories, talk about it, joke about it, was awesome. And that Zoom meeting, you know, would happen weekly. And I don't care if I was frying fish with the in-laws or doing whatever. When I got home, I was going on late and just seeing everybody. Just to see the familiar faces from all these shows means a lot. You know, it was part of keeping my sanity, you know.
And one thing I want to get back real quick to Steve Juno. That cat gets a lot of flack, dude. He gets a lot of flack from people in the area, and they say things about he plays through loop pedals and all this. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. That man is a master of his craft.
That's not hard. That, like, dude, that's the
rebellion will never put up for bullshit hate just because you're not as fucking awesome as that cat. Because I've seen that dude a million times play on a million different balconies, and you know what? I've drank just as much Killian's and Shiner Bach and Rock just as hard to that fucking guy as anybody else.
And it's not easy to play through a loop pedal like
Steve
that.
Juno is a beast, and he was playing one time at La Casa, and they played "Salted as a Swing" by Dire Straits.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! And my nipples just got hard.
When he hit that solo,
yeah,
it was one of the best moments of my life. And I'll still tell him that to this day. I'm like, dude, like people take, and it's like most of the bands they have in Houma and they have in Thibodeau and they have down the Bayou. People take them for granted. You know, it's just another band. It's not just another band. They got some great fucking musicians that frequent around here that play these shows for hardly anything, just to get a reaction from a crowd.
When we play for the door ain't shit.
We recently talked about that with Tony, as the fact that, bro, we used to have this crazily bustling scene out here in Houma with, like, dude, everyone was in a band. There was probably 10 bands down, like, maybe a little small subdivision.
Yeah.
And it just fizzled out to where that wasn't the part of the culture anymore. Or I didn't know someone who didn't play music literally, like, within a 5-mile radius, you know?
Yeah,
like, that's all.
definitely.
That was always the case, and that's not the way it is anymore.
No.
And I think the preservation of that, not only in our culture, just like, dude, like,
Now it's
everywhere.
battle of the DJs.
Yeah.
You know, and we talked about this. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to make it official.
Oh shit! Right here,
You ready for
DSR.
It's official. We talked about sponsoring
There you go.
local high school student bands
Yeah.
to get them to the next level.
Give them a gig.
Give them a gig.
I like
And
that.
I want to start right now. We're going to announce it right now. We're going to start looking for local high school.
Y'all looking around the room like, who can? All right.
But I want to do this. Like, this is close to my heart. This is how we got started.
Hell yeah.
Opening up for people that had a better opportunity than us.
That's awesome.
And I want to get these bands, mentor them, help them write songs, play music.
Yeah, say,
and
this is what you do not do.
yes, do not play Tina Na. Do not
It's not worth it.
play Tina Na. It's
No,
Tina No.
Is this part of the?
Y'all should be riding Nonc Nu, man.
We should. God damn it, boy.
Telling you, quick.
Hey, look,
You're hired.
we got all this saved. It's fine. You don't have to remember it. We saved it for you. It's gonna have your own file name and all.
Yeah, but I want to sponsor some kids.
And that's
Like-
amazing that you would do that, because we were both underage guitarists, and
Me
I was
too.
singing, playing with older bands because they saw a little bit of potential, and they're like, hey, they kind of shit, but they're also good enough to jam with us.
Started the weekend, we headed to the camp. Just launched the boat down in Bayson's ramp. We passed a good time the night before, but boss man said you don't come to work, you don't work here no more. So I just lost my job, and it's all because I'd rather go plumbering with all my partners than you. Can't take my bus, can't take my bus, can't take my bus, can't take my bus. Can't take my bus. Can't take my bus. You can't take my bus. Yeah, you can take all my pay. You take it all away. Can't take my bus. We're on Elmer's Island, gigging with the crew. Pass around the shine, and you know just what to do. We ain't seen too many flounders, and we way under the limit. But food stuck some crabs with the can't take my butt.
Seven Mary 3.
How old were you?
I was 15.
What did it do to you?
And made him the accordionist he is now.
I could blow some pipes no
But
matter
you know
what.
what? Yes. But, you know, it was a good concert. It was my first concert. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, it was in Thibodeau and the
Seven
Civic
married
Center,
three.
and I was
Son of
like-
a bitch. Yeah.
But me and my wife started dating at the Third Eye Blind Eve 6 concert
Damn.
in Thibodeau.
That's back in the gap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and we've been together since then. This is November 25th, 1998.
That's
Damn.
awesome.
I was graduating in
Yeah.
98.
That's a long time, y'all.
I was just first taking my piss.
What?
I meant stroking my dick. Sorry.
All right.
No,
Like, where are you taking it?
the Heaven versus Hell episode was probably one of our favorites, man, because we actually got to talk about our background, which we never did on the show. And dude, we were like all the way from I would say 40 episodes in at that point, and we never really elaborate where we come from.
Well,
and it's really cool to have musicians on the show.
Let's do that. Tim, tell us your background. What's your top 5 favorite bands?
Oh, wow. On the spot.
On the spot.
I'll make it easy.
that's
3. Give me your
Top
best
3. Top 3 bands.
Wait, we talking about like what was I
Doesn't
getting
matter.
into as
Gut
music? Or what's my
instinct.
3 favorites? 'Cause that's 2
Inspiration.
different.
Your gut
Inspirational.
instinct.
Yikes.
This is the approving
Yeah, give me a
moment.
second. Playing drums.
Copyrighted.
I listened to Dave Matthews Band.
Okay.
Man.
Oh, hell
Carter
yeah.
Buford.
That big
dude,
black cat?
Carter Buford could play.
Man, that dude's a beast.
Yeah.
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 Fucking right.
That's
So that's number 3.
well, that's just like
It's in there.
When I like inspiration as far as drumming, you know,
Okay.
because I play different instruments.
Right.
So, man, still on the spot. Guitar playing. Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Killer. Randy Rhoads, kind
Wah.
of like metal. When,
yeah.
when it comes to guitar playing,
Wah.
I like metal.
Who's the one that really puts it on for you though?
Who's the number
As far
one?
as what? Like,
It
playing
doesn't
guitar,
matter.
playing drums, playing washboard?
You
Any
already
band
don't.
ever.
You
Who's your
already
favorite
know.
washboardist?
Hanson,
Me.
Hanson Umbach.
Because I've
Number
seen
one
some cats that
Inspire.
just stand there and just chicka
Yeah, but
all
I
day
saw a cat
long, and
named
they
Tim
bore.
Fungi one time, and this
they bore
cat
the
went
crap out of me.
ham in New Orleans.
He was
There is a guy that plays on Bourbon Street. I don't know his name. I never
There was
met
a
him
cat
yet.
that I saw. His
that
name was
dude
Tim
can play.
Fungi.
He plays a waiter.
His shrimp boots were. Listen,
They were so high.
no, dude, this was crazy. He had the steel toe of the shrimp boot on the outside.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
And it was super shiny.
how rich was he to have steel
Chrome,
boot?
bruh. No, these are his performance boots, dude.
Oh, dude. I
Oh.
never had. I got shrimp boots. Trust me. You can ask my wife. I
They
got
were
shrimp
chromed
boots.
out.
No steel boot.
Chrome
Dude,
dome.
my toes were getting crushed. Them boards come down with a tickle chain. What? All right, Flip, what's your top 3?
Yeah, give me some.
Come on, Philip. I know.
Get
I
up
know.
on that thing.
I think I know
All
what
right.
it's going to be.
I'm gonna say first and foremost, Eddie Van Halen.
Whoa.
Nice.
We talked about that earlier.
Roger that.
Levon Helm with the band
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
might be number 1. That's probably number 1. And since the transition in doing Zydeco music, Buckwheat Zydeco, if you fucking in my truck
Shit, yeah.
4 days a week, I'm jamming Buckwheat.
Well,
Hell yeah.
Me?
I love Buckwheat.
if I got to choose my top 3
Yeah.
musicians that inspired me to play music, number 3 would be George Harrison.
Okay.
I love
Yeah.
me some George
Oh, yeah.
Harrison.
From Lockport, he's good.
Dude,
I live right behind the Texaco, man.
his shrimp was consistent.
George Harrison.
Wow.
I think number 2 would be Rivers Como from Weezer. You know.
Why is that? Tell me why, please.
All right.
Nobody says shit.
In 1990,
I'll put crickets in this edit.
All right.
Don't worry.
In 1994, I was on a trip with some friends, and they let me listen to Pretty Hate Machine and the Blue Album. Say It Ain't So transitioned me from the Beatles and the Eagles into new music.
I got you now, because that same time that happened, there was a concert in New Orleans where Weezer played.
Yeah.
And, dude, it was probably 98, if I had to take a shot in the dark here. And I was, I guess, 12, 13, really young. I got a visor, you know, the hats with the hole cut out, right? And they were doing.
Wait, explain this to me again.
Tell me more about this visor.
I am. So
It's reflect.
there was a booth that you could get merch ironed on, and I saw this really cool plant that was tight because it was green and it had these cool legs on it, and
I know where you're going.
I was like, man, that'd be really cool to have on a visor. And I saw a booth that literally did that right in front of me while Weezer was playing.
And you got kicked out of LCO.
And boy, did I. I got in so much trouble from my
Who
nanny.
would have thought?
She said, you can't have that. I
Hey,
said,
fuck you,
why?
Mr. Vadros.
So
And you, Miss Callahan.
when it comes to Zydeco, which I'm not gonna go Zydeco, it's my number one. But when you come to Zydeco, me learning how to play accordion,
Yeah.
Nathan Williams, Bojack,
Mm-hmm.
they're on a high level, and Buckwheat. I think Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, is probably the best band up there with the Beatles
Yeah.
that they got out there right now.
Why is that?
They've been playing. I remember seeing them play Hey Johnny Park in 1998 at Mojo, and they're still coming out with good music. You know, they're it's inspirational to hear him play. I'm a big Beatles fan, George Harrison. They did a tribute to the Beatles a couple years ago, where he and Steve Lynn from the Electric Light Orchestra did Hey Bulldog. If you never heard it, go Google it. It's one of the best songs you ever hear in your life. But so yeah, I think the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, number one all time.
Damn.
Number one stunner.
That's it. That's
You
it.
heard it right here.
Going with the DG, the Dollar General.
I'm trying to flip the table, but he put it down pretty good.
Okay, since we're doing this,
it
Jam,
going.
what's your top three, Cody?
I want to hear your top three.
Of all time?
All time.
Number all three.
Tremonti, no.
Slow the knife.
I did dig Slow the Knife.
Oh, everybody did.
I say this a lot on this show, but it's weird, but one of my favorite bands of all time, and it's probably because it's one of the grungiest, like, just nasty bands that I saw first, like when I got into the secular world outside of the walls of Christian godcore music.
Yeah.
You know, that
Striper
stuff.
and shit. Yeah.
And a Dogwood. And,
Hanson.
Yeah. I like the Middle Sister. She was hot.
I thought you were going to say Spin Doctors.
So the Middle Sisters brought you into a new era.
Yeah.
I can see it though.
But Southern Whiskey Rebellion was the first band that I saw as a secular band in a bar.
You got to take your hats off to them.
Yeah.
They started
They did some
something.
really cool shit.
It was awesome.
They
and,
started something that we're trying to continue.
and I say this in the best Christian way.
Oh shit.
And I've said this before, and I'm sure our listeners heard this, but they drew a certain kind of skank, both male and female, and I just fit into that big pile of skank. So I was good with it, and I loved it.
So you caught beads for Mardi Gras.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All the time. It's like a horseshoe game, but better.
Yes, that's a skank. That's a skank.
I don't
Which I have no problem with.
I don't still have them, but kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
The second band, that's my favorite band of all time, is Revolution.
Yeah.
Because that's the band that changed the way I looked at music, and it took all of my church rock and all of the Baptist choir music that I did as a kid, and it transformed it into what I really believed in. And then the other band would be that changed me also in the last 10 years was a cover band that I saw on a very stormy night at the City Club. And they were called Pigs.
Never heard of them.
Pigs, man.
Really?
And, yeah.
I didn't know it was that deep. Okay.
It was. And the only reason being is because at that time, I hadn't experienced a cover band that was so committed to the role, man.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? And when I saw that slide guitarist face plant off the stage, bust his face open, go take a piss, come back, hit the Vario Barton, and go back there. Wah, wah. Oh, shit.
Did they play Presidents of the United States?
All they played was, yeah. They played,
It's
Garbage?
Pink Floyd cover band.
Yes.
no, they played Millions of Peaches. Peaches for me.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
So that's your number one.
It actually is.
That's-
Like it was a really, like, I just looked at music. There's been certain times in my life. Like I said, a few years ago, my wife took me to see Peter Frampton at IP.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was 28 rows away from the dude, and when he got up there, and they had this young cat, 28 years old, that was his lead guitarist.
Yeah.
And he said, "This is the cat that gives me a run for my money." And he let this guy shred, and I lost it, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That's
Look at this is amazing. This is amazing. It was awesome. So I've had some really cool experiences, you know, but it's having the change of where your actual tone of what you can do musically changes. That was the
it's the
experience of my
emotional
life.
connection.
Correct.
Yes. So
That's beautiful.
you up?
What you got,
Okay.
bro?
You are.
Bro, I swear to God, if you say that Nigerian death metal bullshit you always bring up where they ate the fucking lead singer or whatever.
I got something to say after this. I got a story after this. You remind me.
It's Norwegian.
Whatever. It was,
Avatar?
First of all,
It's not Avatar.
To its mayhem.
Oh, I got a story.
3, it is really cool that he ate him and wore his bone necklace.
he absorbed him.
But my first would be
Now I'm the drummer and the singer.
on that parallel. I would like to say that my first one is MGMT.
Oh, shit.
right on.
And the reason why is because it opened my mind into a new parallel universe. Because that weekend I was working a gig at Ampersand's, and I had taken as much Molly as I did acid that same day.
You learn
Spiritual.
about a new type of love.
And
Spiritual.
what happened
Spiritual.
It was
out
trolling.
there, what happened at Voodoo Fest was something that I could only explain as a spiritual experience, because obviously I'm a very slow moving
Slow moving.
slow moving
Nice to
individual.
slow you.
And what happened here is my mind opened into a new perspective. And MGMT was the setting that happened in.
Yeah.
And I liked MGMT at that time. They just came out with their new album. No one gave a shit about it at that time because they were still riding the wave of Kids and whatever the popular song was. But I knew the words to the new album. And their whole set comprised of their hits and that album because they were on that tour. And to me, it was like they were playing for me because no one gave a shit about the new stuff. So being that fucked up and out of my mind, I connected with them on a Scooby-Doo type level because they were wearing Scooby-Doo shit for me
So the same thing
at that show.
Same thing on your console. Was on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. Right now, mind you. Now, so MGOT is number one. Not number one, number 3. Number 2, Alex Lahayo from Children of Bodom, who recently passed away, brought me into an upper echelon of guitar playing at that point in time. And that type of neo shredding was just
It was
fucking
spiritual.
unreal, man.
Yeah.
That guitar player and vocalist
That's
was,
why you open up your butthole and you just let the sound waves in.
it really like
It resonates you like a cave in Africa.
and that's what a didgeridoo sounds like if you're harmonizing.
Exactly. There's one thing we can do is harmonize.
But the beautiful thing about Alexi was that I never seen them live, but there was a point in time in my life where that music got me through some shit.
Yeah, I know.
And it was just really cool to me to be able to connect with someone that I felt what they were playing.
Yeah, and you could paint your nails in the tub and bubble bath and all that shit. I feel you.
There's a lot of country
You were
songs
Adam
about
Lambert's clone at the time.
It was pretty cool, man. I parted my
Boba
hair the
Fett
other
was
way.
Adam Lambert.
that. No, I'm agreeing with you.
Fuck you, man.
He was a great guitar player.
I'm not a clone.
No, he was a great guitar player. I remember when he died. Like,
Alexi,
Oh, yeah.
not Adam Lambert.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, he didn't die yet.
but no.
Riding in my place, babe. Hit the trail lost like a fairway. Engine running good and I'm feeling alright. Gotta make a choice left or right. So I choose right, it must have been wrong. That's why I had to write this song. Look at my partner and I start to yell. What the hell is that nasty smell? Oh my, what can it be? Oh no, it's the boo-booty. I grab the bush and I start to push. I try to get out of this rotten bush. Oh no, it's the boo-booty. Oh no, it's the boo-booty. In the duck blind, blowing a duck call. Waiting on the kind of grease to fall. So I get lucky with just one shot. Think I got something to put in the pot. Push out the pirogue and I make the trek to catch the duck and wring its neck. I stop moving, I'm at a standstill. Oh man, it smells like a landfill. Oh my, what can it be? Oh no, it's the boo-booty. I grab the bush and I start to push. I try to get out of this rotten bush. Oh no, it's the boo-booty. Oh no, it's the boo-booty. lifted and the marsh is burning. Then out of nowhere I feel something churning. Gotta find a place to drop a dove. Hit the CDAs to block my jaw. Next thing I know, I sunk to my chalk. The smell's about to put me into shock. Woo-hoo! Oh my, what can it be? Oh no, it's the boo-booty. I grab the bush and I start to push. I try to get out of this rotten bush. Oh no, it's the boo-booty. Oh no, it's the boo-booty.
I remember that.
Number one was obviously Eddie Van Halen because dude,
Yeah.
I was 6 years old and my parents had the right mind to bring me to this show, and it was at the Cajun Dome in Lafayette, and it just
His mom was like, Tyler, sit here and roll a joint while me and your dad drink some beer and watch Van Halen's.
we couldn't find a
This
babysitter,
bro
so
right
you
here
come
is called
You come
Waking
with us.
Okay,
Eat your
for free.
chicken nuggets and listen to Van Halen's.
and dude, ever since then,
Just sit right there and got it.
That's a high bar to
Dude,
surpass
and
in the future.
to be
you know?
like at such an impressionable age, you would see someone that's just like enamored 50,000, 100,000 people. To me, it was a million, the whole world, right?
Yeah.
To literally be on a stage with one singular spotlight and no band, just fucking shredding. Eruption. For me, it felt like as a small baby. And I've carried that with me into what I do now.
And my mother's booze full of filled suckling
But
breasts.
you know what sucks? He recently passed away.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, I
So
died.
did Alexi, which also fucking
Yes.
hurts really bad too.
But people take for granted what these people did, not for what the music they listened to, but what they did to get to the music they listened to.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same way we are when we write a song. It's not the song we write, it's this how we got to the song we wrote. You know, it like people don't know the not struggle, but
The reading into, besides the
like
factual
we
shit.
play a song. I'm like, oh, I wrote an awesome song. We're gonna play this song. It's gonna be the best song you ever heard in your world. And we play it, and then Tim hears it and is like, oh, that's Real Big Fish. And then you're like, oh.
I know that moment.
And so you write the next song, you do it, and you do a box. You box in the song, you're like, this is it. And it's like, oh, that's Green Day. You're like, it's hard to come out with something that people's never heard before.
Sure.
I don't think that needs to be your intention, though. You know,
No.
like if you make it to your intention is for something that never was heard before, and you kind of pigeonhole yourself.
And the way we look at it is,
Absolutely.
millions of people heard Real Big Fish. They never heard it with a fucking accordion. And it's pure as shit.
I bet it is. I'm hearing it now.
So that's the way we kind of look at it. It's like, we're going to write this song.
That's called Real Big Pacolins.
Pacon. You know what a pacon is?
Real
Oh,
big
boy.
poisson.
Bro.
I've seen my fair share of pacons.
I just looked in your eyes
Real
and you know
poisson.
what
Coming at you
a
live.
pecan is. No, but it's like there's so many things that's been written before, and you write a song, and you're like, I got the next good song for Nonc Nu, and the progression has been done before, and it's like
9 times out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
it's a lot, you know, because
Yeah, good luck making a whole song just in F.
yeah,
Sure.
because most Zydeco songs are in F, and we did it with B&O.
I can imagine how much a struggle that is for you playing backwards.
Yes.
Too.
It's not a whole lot of struggle.
Not anymore, right?
Well, no, it's just, it's the same thing, you know, like most musicians want to move around, you know, they want to play music, and it's like you get stuck on that one chord and it doesn't move, and it's like, hey, we're staying right here, bro.
When it's time to do your little
key change
thing,
is kind of crazy whenever
when
you
it's
think
time to do your thing and do a solo, you're in a box. Like, you can't move around too much because
this is formula shit.
Your parameters are right here, and you got to play everything within this parameter. And it's like, oh shit, like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And it's hard to come up with something that's nobody ever heard before because everybody's done everything when you write music. But I think our B&O Gumbo song is an F. I think we wrote that song well, you know, and we played that song for about 4 years before we recorded it because it evolved.
I would say no to that. I would say no. I'm just
No
kidding.
to what?
To anything you said today.
Everything you said,
Actually,
I will say no.
The exact opposite, in fact.
But it's got some riffs in it that might have been heard before,
Yeah.
but the progressions weren't.
I get what you're saying,
You know,
man.
and it's just hard because, like I said, we write songs and we're like, oh, this is it. This is the next song. And it's like, oh, shit, it sounds like Willie Nelson. That happened last week.
Which is a great thing.
We sang a song, and look, if y'all don't know
You
this,
should be so lucky.
Philip could sing exactly like Willie Nelson.
I believe it.
Sing a little lick for him, Philip.
All right, let's see.
Wait.
You put me on the spot.
Dude, you did it last week. In the blink of an eye.
I don't like golf. I don't like swimming. I just like chasing them big butt women.
Yeah, you do, and I believe it.
That was great. And that was awesome.
Spot on, bro.
So,
So you're a Willie Nelson impersonator that's also impersonating
He pops on the birthday cake.
Sammy Hagar, which is amazing.
yes, exactly.
I
But
used to be a Sammy Hagar impersonator too until they found out I was using his fucking social security number to get credit cards.
I'm got all cabo wabo.
I drank too much. Cabo
Wabo.
But yeah, I feel exactly what you're saying, brother. Like it's a struggle to even become a musician in the first place, much less be a staple in your community, then become worldwide renowned.
And not overdose and die.
That's also
Big part. People joke about it. That's
No, you gotta stay alive in order to do it.
that's a huge obstacle, and
But-
it's part of it.
You got to get to that point where it's like, you know what? The progression might be similar, but the layers we're going to add to it with the washboard, with the guitar, with the accordion is going to change it enough to make it unique.
This level of talent comes with its demons, and you have to know how to deal with those demons. If it's to celebrate them, then by all means, go ahead and fucking make it happen because you did your best life and you lived it.
It's okay to be humble, but don't be so humble. That's all I'm saying. Because we struggle with that too. It's hard for
We
us
struggle
to,
with being humble.
when people say,
Absolutely.
you know, we have some random person that we don't know who they are, and they quote something from the show. It kind of freaks us out. Still,
Yeah.
we don't know how to react.
There's
to
that
it.
step
Like,
back aspect
But
too.
on the
Sorry,
opposite
guys.
end,
We're idiots.
we've met musicians that we respect that are idols in our mind, and you go to talk to them, and they're just pricks.
Yeah,
It's like-
dude,
Yeah.
it's
Like-
more often than
like,
not.
You know, the being humble is a huge part of the branding
Yeah.
of the band. You know, you can't go up there and expect to have all these people singing the words to your song, singing it, doing, you know, dancing to it. You gotta flow with it, feed off the band, and come up with the next song on the spot. Even if you got a set list, like we got set lists for most songs, and we stray off of. You got to feed off of what
You're like
the
an
energy.
You're
You
like a
gotta
DJ in that sense.
yeah, pretty much.
You playing off your crowd.
Pretty much. But then you got people requesting songs. asking for this, and it's like, we don't know any
it's
line dancing
it's,
songs.
It's funny to
Please
be.
play Brown Eyed Girl one more time.
But you know what? We could play Brown Eyed Girl. We choose not to.
The same.
But people want us to play. Oh, play Cupid Shuffle. I'm like,
Oh wait, that's the
Yeah.
I'm standing there with an accordion. I'm like, how you want me to do this, bro?
fucking shred it.
Like, but no.
Make it happen, Captain.
But if somebody's gonna book us for a gig and they got all these people asking for something, you should know how to play something. So
Yeah,
our repertoire is huge.
Right.
understandable. It has to be
That was a very big word.
repertoire.
Repertoire. But we choose what we want to play out of that repertoire because we learned songs from the beginning that we don't want to play no more.
It makes sense.
And it's not just songs like Tina Na or, like stuff like that. It's songs we wrote. It's like, oh, play this. I'm like, sorry.
I mean, you guys have been around enough time to have songs like that in the back catalog.
Yeah, 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary this year.
That's a huge accomplishment for a band at your level, one, and two, to be able to even keep up with each other that long is a difficult thing to do, even if you're not in a band setting. Just with people in general, you've chose to make these people a part of your life for that long, whether it be from a mutual respect and game, or I made a lifelong friend here.
Yeah.
And dude, like that rings true with the Cajun heritage, man. It really does, because I think the big thing from this whole interview takeaway is that if you are starting out in a position where you're not sure what to do with yourself, but you identify as something different than what you're around, that's okay. And there's no really fucked up thing by Gratons that's coming up next. It's just a beautiful moment to know that it's okay to know that it's different out there. But when you get to our point, dude, like, we're looking at this from perspective. There wasn't podcasts when we were coming up.
No.
So listening to this at this point as a younger person, right? Yeah, as a younger person, to be able to check something like this out and get the perspective.
It took a long time to download a boob.
Bruh, I got tricked a lot of times.
You're talking about Jenny McCartney.
And Nickelodeon.
Oh, bro.
Remember that?
I know you're talking about, bro. PersianKitty.com. Oh, yeah, we know. We know.
That's when I got caught. My parents saw it on the credit card bill.
Game over.
There was no CAPTCHA yet by any means. But it's really nice to be able to see other values taken in a different way. Like, y'all in the band setting, and we're approaching the same way as y'all are, where the grind is real, but we love it and we live it every single day. And we fuck with people who have the same mentality along the way, because we bringing each other up. That's what this is all about.
We say it all the time. If we have one listener that digs us that much, Miguel out in Morgan City, or the two cats we got in Canada. We got two guys out that are freezing their balls off right now listening.
We also got 11,000 in India that are learning English.
Yeah. Curry it up, hoe bags.
Well, that's the thing. Like, being able to write a song that's unique, come up with the lyrics, the music, put the song out, record it, put it out on an album or iTunes, Amazon, which we are on all of them.
Oh, really?
Hey, on Spotify?
We on Spotify too.
All right, just gotta check that.
I got an Android me.
But when you write a song, which luckily we did, I remember my best gig we ever played together. We were playing at the Blake Terry Memorial, and we were playing Bupuri. And Bupuri is not a song that we know all the words to because we don't play it a lot. It's not a full band song.
Once again, Philip was not there. He does not remember this.
By we, he means me.
The story about the song is we were recording in the studio, and you're like, oh, you know any songs about Boo Puri? I'm like, give me a minute.
My mama's fat pussy and my girlfriend's a bitch. Whatever, yeah.
No, it was close. So I went to the front of the desk and I wrote a song about Boo Puri and we recorded it. Never played it as the band because the whole song on the recording is just an acoustic guitar. I played the acoustic guitar. Philip sang the vocals and Lath played the cajon. And that was it. That was the whole song. So we never played it live because we didn't know it live. We never practiced it live. This was a studio recording on the whim that we just put out there.
Is that a standard practice for writing tunes?
No.
Okay,
No.
so that's just one piece of it.
Every song we ever wrote besides that was we wrote it,
All together.
practiced it, we put it out live for months. Made the little tweaks we had to make
Gotcha.
to the song and record it. And even after that, they still evolve into something else.
So do y'all like to play Ay Ay Ay?
I love I. You know,
It reminds me, it's like the Kunas version of an Irish drinking song, but we all in the boat and we all fucked up with some natty lights.
well,
Ay Ay Ay!
my wife's grandfather, how you doing? Yeah, it hurts. And
Yeah.
and so one day I was at work, I was teaching a class, and I don't know why, but my grandfather passed away, and I remember him and my Uncle Harris would speak broken French around me. So I go fishing with them. They come to the house. I'd make them their drinks and all, like a little bartender. We go fishing. They shuck oysters while I'm fishing and drinking VO. And they would joke about a hooker on a trawl boat. And the guy getting stung in the ass by a marshmallow. And it was broken English. And I was at work, and that and my wife's grandfather, I wrote the song, the whole song, the lyrics, the music, everything in like 20 minutes. I was so excited.
It was one of those.
It was
understand.
that song,
Yeah.
you know. And then we went to Brance's that night, and I said, I got a song for y'all. And I had a little notepad with the lyrics, and I'm like, dun, 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 dun. And it just evolved into what it is. And I love playing it because that's a song from my grandfather and my Uncle Harris, who is the closest living grandfather I have now because everybody else passed away.
Isn't it crazy as a creative in general to see where your work goes from the place you let it go off?
It's stupid because...
Like, you let that go out at a certain point because you were saying to yourself, this is acceptable for let my boys fuck with this, right? And you have a piece of just this an enigma of an idea, and you let the layers of the cake come onto it.
Well, we were at Voice of the Wetlands a couple years ago, and I was talking to Damon Fowler, who is signed with Whiskey with Tabanol. And we were talking about albums. His album just came out. I love his album. He's got one of the best blues albums you'll ever hear. And I was telling him, I'm like, you know, we're about to record another album. We're going to record songs because we don't like the way the songs came out. And he was like, no, man, the hell with that. He said, that recording you did in that studio at that time is a stamp of who you are. And it took a little while to realize what he was saying, but it's true.
Processing that amount of information at one time. Yeah, but I'm a stamp, but can I refine this stamp more?
The thing is the evolution.
Right.
So we may have recorded some other songs on our new album, but those songs just freaking snowballed into something so much better than what they were when we put them out 10 years ago.
And it wasn't where your head was either, right? That's the best part. You made that happen.
We made it happen. But the best gigs are whenever you play a song like Boo Puri that you never play, and then people request it and everybody's got to pull it up on their iPads because nobody knows the keys, and we play it. But then whenever he stops, oh no, no, what could it be? And everybody in the crowd singing, oh no, no, it's the boo booty. You remember that?
It's
that
heartwarming, huh?
that is one of the best feelings.
It's a beautiful moment.
As not only a musician, but as a human being,
Yeah.
to hear somebody sing back
That stank mud.
that stank mud.
You set up a call and answer, and they answered.
And they answered. And it was the first and only time they ever did it. And it was like, hey, I was like a little Nightcrawler on crack right there. My little Peter was going like
They
that.
wanted that boo booty, man.
Oh, but that was one of the best moments I had playing music. You know, hearing everybody sing back the song
Yeah.
that we wrote in a minute to put on an album, and it was awesome. You know, so.
You remember that?
You was there?
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there
Maybe.
again.
I might have been there. Maybe.
But I know that feeling, dude, because I do the same thing with him. I write a song, and I usually write most of my shit on acoustic guitar, and to see what he can transform it to on the back end. But I even get, and I played for this asshole like 300 times. He's critiqued every song I've ever written, and I still get nervous, but I get excited at the same time because it's like, and especially when you know, when you sit there and you say, bro, when you hear this, and when I see his eyes light up, I know I have something. Yeah. And I see the wheels turning because on the back end, he's like, yeah, this is kind of choppy and it's acoustic. And like you said, I write everything out on paper. I'm old school, but then after that, it's like when you get to it. And the thing that I appreciate, man, is that you can tell your lyrics are thought out. It's not sloppy. Because I'm telling you right now, I'll put you on blast, dude, because I hate that. I hate sloppy lyrics that are just... there was a cat I know, and I'm not going to give him any shade because I'm not going to put him on blast because he OD'd and he died. But
he wouldn't know anyway.
We was at the bar one night, and he said... well, he does have a family and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it was after hours, and he said, man, you see that song? I wrote that in 5 minutes. I said, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't expect to hear that shit back, but sometimes when someone actually is knowledgeable, they know.
Yeah.
Well,
They fucking know. And I want to hear that shit, too. I want to know.
I want Phil to talk about this because I'm tired of talking. But most of our songs we write...
How you like that?
Yeah. Most of the songs we write, we have the ideas of songs in a stockpile.
Okay.
And...
You got like a Google Drive
we
of
got a
fucking
Google Chrome,
ideas.
and we share vocals.
Yeah.
And some of the songs, we write music, and it works in the music. Some of the songs, they don't. And we still got 15 songs that we don't have music to. But it's stupid shit, like pee fart.
Better bring a boat now.
listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion podcast. Tune in Saturday for part 4 with Nonc Nu and the Wild Matous. Thank you for listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. Check us out on social media and at dsrtalks.com.